my vice president when I was president of NYCDA in the village. Nobody has ever recognized me. Nobody has patted me on the back. I don't care about that. Until when, 48 hours ago, Nkwen called me. How many thousands of miles away? And I'm here today. What am I getting out of this? So for somebody to go and sit in the village and think that they're going to castigate me and make threats to my life or to the lives of anybody, it is shameful. I am only doing what I can do from when I'm trying to follow his footsteps. What I've seen him do. If I cannot do it materially, I do it in any way that can bring some meaning to Nkwen. These people have worked so hard. Look at these women. I got here last night. I arrived here at 11 p.m. By 2 a.m. I was meeting with all of them. This morning we're here at 11. All these people are not sitting here because they're waiting to get a dime or something from somebody. Why should somebody think that somebody is doing something for Nkwen more than other people, even individually or as a group? So this is just an appeal for the palace to know, the chairman of the traditional council, when you communicate and think that there are some people who are not, no, it's a mistake. DIN as well as NCDA USA will do the same thing, will contribute to this, towards the same effort like any other individual or group in the USA for the development of Nkwen. And we have differences, we acknowledge our differences, but we are looking for a way that we can build that village. We have not asked somebody to go and put a boundary and give the DIN side of Nkwen and the NCDA side of Nkwen. We have never advocated for that. We only said that we have another approach to things, how we can do things to build Nkwen. And so we send this to the traditional council sitting right here and the advisors to the fund, that if you sit there and you ignore somebody, of course, honestly, Nkwen just made a statement here. When I flew to this city from the East Coast, what is going to happen? I'm not going to take a dime from somebody. I'm really thinking about taking $1 out of my pocket from what he just said. When you think about coming together and think about Nkwen, as a citizen of Nkwen here, you're thinking about putting your hand in your pocket and taking out something to put towards the village, not receiving. If we just think about this commitment, I'm not somebody who is interested in red feathers, because a red feather is not going to do me anything in America. I'm interested in working with people who can push me go further, just like anybody seated here. Good. So I'm just talking on behalf of these people, and I'm going to just call upon my members if there's anything that I forgot to say. And I have vibrant people. There's no lazy person sitting among this group that I lead. These are members that I just arrived last night, called them in less than 12 hours notice, and they came here with me because they love the village, even if they were not. Of course, I was joking with Dr. Tony, my very learned brother. I was just joking that, but yeah, you can say that, hey, we know that there's a cry there someplace, and you must have heard from people or from the gong that was playing. No, we have what we call Ntung in Nkwen, that you can actually channel something to somebody. This has been missing. I will not go back to talk about emails and things like that. It has been missing. If Dr. Tony could not assure me that Herman sent a letter to invite me that the phone is coming here, and he assumes that because I'm able to go to Facebook and see that the phone is visiting, and then I'm ready to come, and I will just say that, okay, but I love my village so much, I love my phone, I cannot miss seeing him, then I can be here. But of course, above all of this, we are sitting here now. This delegation, it's difficult, there's no child here. But this delegation is sitting here today because Nkwen called us yesterday. Somebody that we thought we didn't know what was going on. But because he extended that hand, we want to also acknowledge the fact that, just like he said, we are able to listen if he calls us anytime, any place. That's it. I want to thank you all, and any of my members, if you permit them to stay. Thank you very much.
Any member, please.
Yeah, I also wanted to add some point because when we talk about coming together, doing things, us as...
Let me just ask a question. Would this have been a good time for the fund to be here to hear this? No? Okay, I just want to know. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, us as Dean, because the justice made a point here that the palace and the Nkwen, they are worried because when we were together as the NCDA, we were doing more to help the village than we are currently doing as two different groups, and that's been their concern. And from the deliberations here, I don't know if you have diagnosed it or you've tried to have a different understanding of it, But if we're doing less now, it's less about us having two groups here, but it is more about the dynamics that have been among us here with the two groups and with the Tumfo and all the misunderstandings and some other things. What I'm trying to say is, we are not sitting here and saying that we are going to form one group under one canopy, as I've heard it described sometimes. Dean is not going to become NCDA. I don't know if NCDA wants to become something else, that's their choosing. But all we know is we will do all we can to the best of our ability to support whatever project is going on in the village. Just give us the information. Right now that we are talking, we have funds that didn't contribute towards Nkwen. Those funds didn't reach the palace, and those funds are still being held in Dean because some Dean members were disgruntled because they thought their treatment from the palace was looking at them as outcasts, and they don't see why their money should be going to the palace. So those are some of the things that have been happening. The palace can sit and think that the best way for us to function is to come under one canopy, to be under NCDA, but us who are here, we don't Dean in particular, we don't see that that's the best way for us to function, and that's the best way, if that's the best way for us to help the village. We are just making this commitment right now that we are ready. When I was in the palace last December, I told the front exactly the same thing, and the front says when he comes here, he will see what is going on and he will take the message back to the palace. You as the chairman of the traditional council, when you go back, we are not going to mince words here. Nobody should fool themselves that we are going to become NCDA. I'm talking, if anybody wants to oppose or